Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will continue with the expansion part for units 1 to 4. Our lesson today is the reading and the project lesson in your books, page 64 and 65. All you need for the lesson today is your books, page 64 and 65, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to scan a text for specific information. So you're going to read and scan. And also, you'll be able to revise the future tense. So let's get started with this. And here, we're going to check in your books on page 64. Let's take it one by one. At the beginning in here, what is the title for the text in here? On the top there, you will find it. The text is actually about eye makeup in ancient Egypt. How about, let's look at the picture that we've got in here. What can you notice in that picture? We're having actually here a face with the eye makeup, the eyeliner. It's actually striking, very clear and very wide and big one. And in here, what is the text about? The main idea. What is it about? The whole thing. I want you to listen and listen carefully and you will tell me the main idea of the whole text. Let's listen together.
Eye makeup in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt's striking eye makeup protected wearers against eye disease, according to French scientists. The makeup was concocted with a mixture of lead and lead salts and it was used to adorn the eyes and ward off evil. Philippe Walter, who co-headed a team of scientists from the Louvre Museum and the CNRS National Center for Scientific Research, France, pointed out that this observation had been made in the past by ancient Greeks and Romans who believed that the makeup had medicinal properties, but the team wanted to determine the exact composition and how it worked. Contrary to widely held belief that lead is harmful, the team demonstrated that in very low doses lead does not damage cells. The research was carried out with a tiny electrode, to observe the effect of Egyptian lead chloride on a single cell. It proved that lead produces a molecule that activates the immune system which in turn attacks bacteria in case of an eye infection. So, makeup was used as a disinfectant and more importantly as preventive medication.
So, the main idea in here is about the ancient Egyptians' eye makeup and how it was discovered that it is helpful and it is healthy for the eyes and for the health. So let's get started in here. We're going to take them one by one, paragraph by paragraph. They are actually 3 paragraphs, and for each paragraph you will answer certain questions. The first paragraph in here, what was Egyptian makeup concocted with? The second one, what was makeup used for in ancient Egypt? Listen carefully and try to find the answers for these 2 questions.
Eye makeup in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt's striking eye makeup protected wearers against eye disease, according to French scientists. The makeup was concocted with a mixture of lead and lead salts and it was used to adorn the eyes and ward off evil. So, what was the Egyptian makeup concocted with? It was mixed, like a powder thing and a watery thing, and they are mixed together. What is it concocted with? It was actually, the makeup was concocted with a mixture of lead and lead salt. So lead is a poisonous material. If you use it within your eyes, it is going to hurt your eyes. You might get blind. However, they were using it. It was concocted, the eye makeup, concocted or mixed with lead and lead salt. Question number 2. What was makeup used for in ancient Egypt? Why did they use this makeup? It was actually used to adorn the eyes and ward off evil, for spiritual reasons and also to protect the eyes.
They believe that it protects their eyes. Let's go ahead and continue with the second paragraph, paragraph number 2. Who is Philippe Walter? Someone was mentioned in here. Who's he? What does he do? And what did the Greeks and the Romans believe? So you're speaking about their beliefs. Let's listen again.
Philippe Walter, who co-headed a team of scientists from the Louvre Museum and the CNRS National Center for Scientific Research, France, pointed out that this observation had been made in the past by ancient Greeks and Romans who believed that the makeup had medicinal properties, but the team wanted to determine the exact composition and how it worked.
So here we're speaking about the research that was led by Philippe Walter and his team. So who is Philippe Walter? Philippe Walter is he is a co-head scientist from the Louvre Museum and the CNRS. What is the CNRS? National Center for Scientific Research, and it is in France. So he led a research. They will make a research to know about the mixture or the benefits of this eye makeup. Number 2, what did the Greeks and the Romans believe? Your keywords are the Greeks and the Romans, and we are having believe. So the Greeks and the Romans believed that the eye makeup have medicinal properties. So it's not only for beauty, it is having other purposes for medicinal health purposes. Let's continue with the third paragraph in here, and you will find the answers for these 2 questions. How was the research carried out? What was the method? What did they do? And what were the findings of the research? By the very end, there was a result. What was it? Let's listen again.
Contrary to widely held belief that lead is harmful, the team demonstrated that in very low doses lead does not damage cells. The research was carried out with a tiny electrode, to observe the effect of Egyptian lead chloride on a single cell. It proved that lead produces a molecule that activates the immune system, which in turn attacks bacteria in case of an eye infection. So, makeup was used as a disinfectant and more importantly as preventive medication.
So, how was the research carried out? The research is actually carried out with a tiny electrode. So they have taken a very small sample and they have tested it. Not the whole thing, they have a sample, very small ones. So electrode, which is a very small sample. Then what were the findings of the research? They have tested this electrode, which is the tiny piece, and they have found out the result was it proved that lead produces a molecule that activates the immune system, which in turn attacks bacteria in case of any eye infection. So they have found out that when you are putting this eye makeup in the eye, your immune system, your body is going to fight in case if you are having any bacteria within your eyes. So it prevents you before having the bacteria. It will make your immune system stronger. Okay, so in here, after listening and reading reading that text, I want you to answer the questions about the reading. The first one, what was Egyptian makeup concocted with? Concocted, mixed together. What was it concocted with? It was concocted with a mixture of lead and lead salt. So lead and lead salts. Where have I found this answer? Here, and I guess the first paragraph. The makeup was concocted with a mixture of lead and lead salts. This is the answer. And it was used to adorn the eyes and ward off evil. So it was concocted with lead and lead salt. How about the second one? What was makeup or the eye makeup used for in ancient Egypt? What were the uses? Why would they use it? So it was used to adorn the eye and also ward off evil. I have found the answer in the same first paragraph. The makeup was concocted with a mixture of lead and lead salts. And here's the answer. and it was used to adorn the eyes and also ward off evil. So to protect it and also for spiritual reasons. Number 3, what did the Greeks and the Romans believe? In the past, they believed that the makeup had medicinal or medical properties. It's not only for beauty purposes, it is also for it has medical properties. It will protect the eyes. If you're having a bacteria within your eyes, they will help you fight it. So I found the answer in here. This observation had been made in the past by ancient Greeks and Romans who believed that the makeup had medicinal properties. So it helps you for the health of the eyes. Number 4, how was the research carried out? The method of the research. The research, they observed the effect of the lead chloride on a single cell. So they have used only one cell, a very tiny one. Then they have observed it. We can find the answer in here. The research work was carried out, this is our keyword, carried out, with a tiny electrode to observe the effect of Egyptian lead chloride on a single cell. So the idea of observation. Number 5, what were the findings of the research? By the very end, they have found out lead produces a molecule that activates the immune system to attack bacteria. So it will help your immunity system to find, or let's say your body to fight the bacteria, so it will prevent you before you're getting the bacteria. So in here, it proved that lead produces a molecule that activates the immune system, which in turn attacks bacteria in case of any eye infection. So it is protective before you get it. According to the text, how long have people been using makeup? Since when people are using eye makeup? We're having since for thousands of years ago. So it's not something that is new. Ancient, very old, thousands of years ago. Let's check the new vocab in your books, page 65. Here, match each word or phrase in the text with the correct definition. We're having certain words that they are having a definition. Definition, longer meaning. So let's read the definitions in here so we can match them with the phrases. Something that means draw attention, so it's a verb, draw attention to a new fact or one that someone hadn't thought of or noticed. Also, the second one, the system, so we're speaking about a noun. The system that the body uses to protect itself against diseases or infections. A substance, so here we're speaking about a noun. A substance or a chemical that destroys bacteria. So let's take them one by one. The immune system, your immunity system, it is actually within your body. We're having a system that fights diseases and bacteria. So it is actually the system that the body uses to protect itself against diseases. In case if you caught any virus or bacteria, the system within your body will fight it, so you will not get sick. How about disinfectant? What do we mean by disinfectant? It is actually this for negative, not ANT is for because it is a noun. So infect, infectant, disinfectant. What do we mean by disinfectant? It is actually a substance or a chemical that destroys bacteria. It's a kind of medication that you will take it, so it will strengthen your immunity system. You will not be sick. The last one, point out. The idea of pointing out. I will point out, let's say, the grammatical rule. Pointing out, to draw attention, to highlight a new fact or one that someone hadn't thought of or noticed. I will point out, I will highlight something. This is pointing out. This is the thing, pointing out. Let's go to the following in here. Let's read the definitions. The first one, the way in which an event, action, or a person changes. So we're having influences someone or something. The following, the qualities or characteristics something or someone has. The last one, the smallest unit of a substance can be divided. When we are dividing at them, the smallest units that we can divide, it has all the properties or the chemical nature. So let's start with the first one, properties. What is it? Properties are the qualities. When you are describing something, these are its properties, how the components with them, features. Next, we're having effect. The effect is the way in which an event or an action, a person, changes. If you still remember from Unit 1, we spoke about the effect and the result. Like the unification of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, this is the effect, the result, modernization. What about molecule? It is the smallest unit. When we are dividing maybe anything, we will divide it in very, very small pieces. The smallest piece, it has all the chemical properties. This is a molecule. So very small, tiny, you can't see it by your eyes. The following, attractive in an unusual way that attracts attention. 2, to make by mixing things in liquid or powder form, which are not normally combined. Then, the smallest part of a living thing. The last one, intended to stop something from happening, preemptive. Let's take them one by one. The first one, preventive, from the word prevent. I want to prevent myself, I will do something before it happens. So, in here, intended to stop something from happening, preemptive. Just like when you are taking the vaccine, you're not sick, but you are taking it, so you will not be sick. Striking, we're saying that the Egyptian eye makeup is striking. How is it? When something is striking, attractive in an unusual way to attract attention. Yes, it is attractive. Everyone wants to look at it, but in an unusual way. Not like something that is beautiful, something that attracts attention. Everyone wants to see it, regardless beautiful or not. How about concoct? It is concocted with the idea of to make by mixing things in liquid or powder which are not normally combined. So concocted is the idea of mixing together. Cell, here we're speaking biology, the smallest part of a living thing. So your whole body consists of millions and millions of tiny cells. We can't see them by our eyes. Okay, let's continue on here, and we will go to the discussion part. In this discussion part, we're having a question. Other people in your country, we're speaking about Saudi people, who use makeup for protective or medicinal purposes. What do you know about it? We are Saudis. Are there any Saudi who will use eye makeup for medical purposes or because they want to protect themselves? Do you know any? I guess there are many people who will use it within their children, or when they have infection within the eyes, they will use certain type of eye makeup, so it is protective. And I guess that everyone have met someone or have used it, you yourself. How about the second? What do people use in the desert to protect themselves during a sandstorm or under a very hot sun? Let's imagine that you are out for a camping. You're going camping. It is very sunny, and then there is a sandstorm. So how are you going to protect your body? We will say, just go inside, don't stay outside. What else? People usually use things like umbrellas, wearing long clothing, so your skin will not be exposed to the sun. Also, eyeglasses, sunglasses, and also hats covering your head. And by the end, it is always recommended to use sunscreen, the lotion, which is the sunscreen. We're having others and others, which is just like stay inside, don't go outside, and these things. Now we got to the project part. In the project part, page 65. On page 65, we have research the history of an item that is used in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So we're speaking about a Saudi product this time. report your findings to your class. So let's speak about it. Use the organizer below to help you. Now we are going to speak about a Saudi product. At the beginning, as a starting step, we can choose a Saudi product. What can you choose? Something we will speak about its past, present, and the future. What are the things that we're going to speak about within this product? So I have chosen, maybe we can speak about miswak. It is a Saudi product, something that we use ourselves. We can speak about this eyeliner. It's a kind of a makeup, just like the Egyptian ones. And also, we're having the dates. If you can think of any Saudi product, you can just mention it. Let's try to the second thing, the first use. When was it first used? We can use sentences or phrases like thousands of years ago. It has been used since the unification of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Could be. Or we can use since the 1700s. So based on your product, you can choose the date. You will make your own research. The following in here, the first people to use it. Who were the first people to use it? You will have to make your own research. So we will say the Saudis were the first people to use it. Maybe they are not only Saudis, the Saudi ladies or the Saudi men. Or we can say the Muslims were the first people to use it. The Greeks, we can say the ancient Egyptians, based on your product. Then, why did people need to use it? People will use something in the past, whatever they think, for a purpose. So, we can say it was recommended by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, if we're speaking about something that is related to religion, or for beauty purposes, just like the makeup, the eye makeup, and also for hygiene reasons, for cleanliness. They want to feel like they are clean for clean purposes. Okay, and here, the change. We have known about the history, the past. How has it changed recently? Maybe we'll say it remains the same. Nothing has changed. Just like in the past, it is now, nowadays. Or you will say it improved, it developed, became much more better. Or we have many options nowadays. It was one and only one option. Now we're having a variety, many and many others. So the future, here in which we are going to predict the future. What are you going to say? We might say, we will keep using it in the future. Or, it will disappear. We will not have it anymore. Or you will say, it will improve. We will have many other options and many varieties. Okay, for me, I have chosen to speak about, we're having the dates. The date, it is an old Saudi product and we still use it. So dates, if speaking about its past, it was first used 50 million years ago. Since before the unification of the kingdom, it's actually a plant. It was first used millions of years ago. How about the past? People used it as a main source of sugar and energy because they need this as a source. It is sweet and it gives them the power to work and the good taste, which is sugar. And also, people used to eat it as a main course. In the past, it is a whole meal with them. They will take it with milk. So a whole meal, they will take it for lunch or dinner. However, today, we use it as a snack. It's not a main course for us. Other products came up, like we have sweets, snacks, and drinks. So we not only have the dates, we're having other products came from it as a date flavor. How about the future? In the future, for me, I believe people will continue using it. It is there to stay. And also, new varieties are going to be planted. We're having other products, other dates or other varieties from the date itself. Maybe other products will come up from these dates. Okay, now I want you here to try to classify these words from your workbooks. Actually, this is an exercise from your workbooks, page 119. You are going to try to classify them into 3 groups. The first group is global issues, Unit 1, personal qualities, Unit 2, scientific tools, which is Unit 3. So here you're going to classify them. Which word belongs to which group? Submarine, adaptability, and satellite. Submarine is a scientific tool. Also adaptability, personal quality, flexibility. Satellite is a scientific tool. Pollution is actually a global issue, a problem. Poverty, it is actually a problem. Integrity and honesty, it is a personal quality. Flexibility, personal quality. Microscope is a scientific tool. Disease, we're having, it is a global issue. Overpopulation, it is actually a global issue. Honesty, personal quality. Rocket is a scientific tool. So each one is coming from a different unit, Unit 1, 2, or 3, and you can classify them under the correct category, which are global issues, personal qualities, or scientific tools. Okay? For your homework, I wanted to take exercise I in your workbooks, page 123. 123 in your workbooks, exercise I. I guess that is it for the lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.